Good evening and welcome to the April 4, 2017 business meeting of the Council of the Borough of Ringwood. This meeting is being broadcast live and will be replayed throughout the week on Channel 77. Kelly, could I have a statement of compliance, please?
Adequate notice of this business meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Law, PL 1975, Chapter 231, setting forth the time, date, place, and purpose of this business meeting by Consent Agenda Resolution 2017-12, adopted January 5, 2017, through a legal notice published in the Suburban Trends issue on January 15, 2017, and through notices faxed to the following named newspapers and posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall on January 10, 2017, the Suburban Trends, the Bergen Record, and WGHT. At this time, please turn off all electronic devices during the meeting.
Thank you, Kelly, please. Can we have a roll call?
Mayor Spear?
Yes, here.
Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Yes.
Council members Davison?
Here.
Landis?
Here.
Marsala?
Yep.
Schaefer?
Yes, here.
Also present, Borough Manager, Director, Department of Public Works, Scott Heck, Deputy Borough Manager, Borough Clerk Kelly Halowitz, and Borough Attorney Richard J. Klimak. Please join me and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kelly, I usually check with you earlier, though. Do we have any proclamations and presentations this evening?
We do not.
Okay, no announcements or anything along those lines?
The only announcement that I would like to make is that Wednesday, April the 12th, is the last day for political party affiliation changes. Those forms can be found online or also in my office. And that's for the primary election. That's it.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
I guess we'll move right into then the approval of minutes, staying
Okay.
with your part of the program.
I need a motion to approve the August 2nd, 2016 executive session and the February 16th, 2017 business meeting. All were present.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear?
Yes?
Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Yes.
Council members Davison?
Yes.
Landis?
Abstain. Well, on the August 2nd. Can I abstain on the, I was not,
You know what? That is why I broke them up. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
I thought
Okay.
you broke them up because.
yeah, I have to
I'm
abstain
sorry.
on August 2nd.
All right.
I wasn't there.
You know what? Let's start over if you don't mind.
Let's take it from
Sorry.
the top.
So let's just do the August 2nd, 2016 executive session. All were present.
So moved. Second.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison?
Yes.
Landis?
Abstain.
Marsala?
Yes.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Okay. Then let's do the February 16th, 2017 business meeting. All were present.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison?
Yes.
Landis?
Yes.
Marsala?
Yes.
Schaefer?
Yes.
December 20th, 2016 executive session, Councilman Marsala was absent.
I'll move it.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison?
Yes.
Landis?
Yes.
Marsala?
Abstain.
Schaefer?
Yes.
And finally, the March 16th, 2007 business meeting and executive session, Councilman Marsala was absent.
So moved.
There was a motion and a
I
second
got
there,
it.
huh?
I got it.
Now take a roll call, please.
Mayor Spear?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison?
Yes.
Landis?
Yes.
Marsala?
Yeah, I abstain. Sorry.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor, I will tell you that now that Kelly is back, you don't have to stall like you had to when I was here.
Right? You just knocked that part out there in
Yeah.
like 3.5 minutes. Next
Yes.
thing you know, we're
Listen,
jumping.
when I was
in.
here and I was I do not want that job. She does a great job. I'm thrilled she's back.
Just,
So are we.
The pace is
I bet.
the pace is killing me though. Next order of business is general public comment. Anybody having anything they want to bring to the attention of the mayor and council or their fellow citizens, please rise to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. We'll now open the meeting.
Been a long time, guys.
How you been, Joe?
Good, really good. Joe Troy, 11 Wanacue Terrace, Ringwood. I'm really not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about 209 Margaret King. And the reason I'm here is to compliment you guys on what that man has done for this town. 3 weeks ago, Friday morning, I got to my shop with water pouring out underneath my garage door because the water line had broke between the service from the street to the shop. I made that call at 12 o'clock. At 12:15, Nick Vitale was there. And at 12:30, I had a whole bunch of guys trying to shut the water off. Now, this may have just gone on as like, that's what they're supposed to do. But Nick and Darren worked till 5 o'clock, 5:30. Never gave me an issue about, like, guys, go home. They wanted to get the water shut off. I was so impressed. I said to myself, nobody knows about it unless somebody comes and tells you guys how fortunate we are to live in Ringwood with the people that Scott has hired to make sure that this stuff happens, because it just doesn't fall out of the sky.
Very true. Some people think it does.
Well, it doesn't. And, and I'm in business, so I know that. But all I wanted to do was let the council know how appreciative I am of the fact that the DPW, aside from everything else they do, but the water department, everything else, they're top notch. I can't say enough about them. They came up with ideas how to get the water shut off that I had no idea that they would come up with it. They were just phenomenal. So thank you, Mr. Heck. Thank you guys for hiring the right people. It doesn't go unnoticed. Okay?
Thanks,
That's
Joe.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. I don't deserve the credit. We have great guys. And your voicemail, I sent to each one of those guys that were on the job. I also transcribed it and put it in their file. So they appreciate that you called and you took that initiative.
It's one of those things in other towns that they may think it happens. I just know, being here for as long as it does, it happens for a reason, because they've got the right guys doing the right thing.
They take pride in it.
They
You can
really
see it.
do. The
Yeah,
change
they're
around and that whole issue is like awesome. So thanks, guys, and no stumps getting rolled in tonight.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
Joe, I always get nervous when you come up. That you're gonna bring props or something, you know?
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Thanks.
Joe.
Anyone else for public session?
Venkatol, 24 High Point Lane. Hi, Kelly, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay. The February results for the Superfund site have been uploaded on the EPA site. The water results for the February 2017 water test results. So in order to see them, you could go on the Ringwood Mines, which I know you have on the Borough website, the Ringwood Mines /landfill EPA site. And in order to get to the water results, you have to click on the additional reports and documents, which is on the right side. You'll see it. And then it'll link you to site reports and documents. That's a box. And on the next page, click on the SPP technical reports and studies. And that's where all the technical reports are listed. So if anybody wants to check out the water results, that's where they are. So, okay, there are over 70 monitoring wells at the Superfund site. Historically, almost all the wells have had detections of benzene, arsenic, lead, and this testing round is no different. 1,4-dioxane has been detected since 2015, but most surely has been in the mines since the dumping began in 1964. In February, 10 wells had detected benzene levels above the New Jersey water quality standard. And 39 wells, monitoring wells, have 1,4-dioxane detections above the New Jersey standards. 13 had arsenic levels above the New Jersey standards. The mine water had detections also above the New Jersey water standard, which they have had since the early 1970s. Benzene, arsenic, lead, and 1,4-dioxane. Benzene and dioxane were extremely high in the shaft, which is like 200. The deepest part of the shaft where they test is like 230 feet. And that's where the levels were very high. Let's see. Dioxane is also prevalent in the more shallow areas of the mine, as well as in the 180. They go 50, they tested 50 feet, 180 feet, and 230 feet. Benzene and 1,4-dioxane are also detected in the surface water at the site in levels above the New Jersey standard. This includes the stream leading to Sally's Pond. At the March 16 council meeting, the day after the blizzard caused the council to cancel the March 15th meeting, the council passed a resolution rescinding their May 2016 resolution suspending any work at the O'Connor landfill. That's regarding the recycling center. And the reason you guys suspended it at that point was related to the 1,4-dioxane in the groundwater. Now you're redlighting it and capping over 100,000 tons of toxic waste in Ringwood, even though 1,4-dioxane is rampant in the groundwater tests at the site. It's important to know that 1,4-dioxane moves quickly in groundwater, and it is water soluble, which is similar to MTBE, which we had off of Skyline Drive. It's a serious issue. I know that there are many towns that have 1,4-dioxane in their wells, but Ringwood has a Superfund site, and that's where our 1,4-dioxane is coming from. It's pretty obvious. Only the council has the authority to ask the EPA to revert back to its original plan of excavating the O'Connor landfill. I know this is going to fall on deaf ears, but I'm asking the council once again to support a full cleanup of the Superfund site. I believe that this council is making a grave mistake by not supporting a full cleanup. It's the only way to remove the Superfund stigma and to protect our drinking water. Thanks.
Seeing
Anyone else?
no one else, I'll move to close.
I'll second.
Roll call on closing public?
Mayor Spear,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison,
Yes.
Landis.
Yes.
Marsala.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
You know, just building off of what Mr. Troy had said earlier. You were away for the St. Patrick's Day Parade. The St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee did a fantastic job again this year. Mr. Heck was away, but Mr. Heck was awarded the Outstanding Citizen of Ringwood for 2017. So I owe that to you.
Thank you for that.
Walt, Parade Committee did a fantastic job. Our former colleague and friend Donna Anderson, you know, you guys did wonderful. Jim, new member? Okay, got a piece of it. It's great work those folks do. It's every year, it's amazing how they pull it all together. So I just wanted to give my thanks before I wind up forgetting to do that at the end of the meeting.
Mayor, if I may,
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had made those decisions, and I was unfortunately had a vacation for the St. Patrick's Day Parade. The St. Patrick's Parade Committee does an incredible job every year putting together this community event, and it's recognized countywide. I mean, this is something that happens every year, and this year was no exception. I hear it was just an amazing, it probably had the most number of participants that they've ever had. The sole purpose of this is to promote our community and highlight the great things that we do here in Ringwood, and pay tribute to the fantastic volunteers of Ringwood, and for everyone also to have a good time. It's an extremely positive event, and it has kind of become the unofficial opening to everything we do here in Ringwood in the spring. And every year it's happened for 28 years. There's so many great people in this community that I'm honored to have been selected as the Citizen of the Year. There's a lot of deserving people of that. I thank the Parade Committee. I also think that it's an incredible honor that this group of people from all walks of life in Ringwood that participate in the parade do this every year, and I want to thank them for that. And again, they do an awesome job. I'm sure it's on Channel 77, you're going to see it, but what a great job by this committee, so I certainly thank them.
Next order of business. Do we have any old business?
We do not.
Okay, final passage of ordinance. Very good. Then we do have some new business.
Yes, we do.
Mr. Mayor, before we go on,
Oh, of course.
just to, so it doesn't get lost what Mr. Troy had said, you know, I think, I just want to reiterate that I think it's taken for granted, certain services that are given or should be given, but the staff over the last number of years that has been assembled by the administration up here at Borough Hall, it's a staff comprised of trained and not just workers. So we have true professionals in each area of our departments that can address these issues that Mr. Troy had and come up with innovative ways to resolve them, which is just testament to the administration up here at Borough Hall. So,
Thank you. Okay, new business. Counselor, we have an
Yes,
ordinance?
we have an ordinance to introduce, Mr. Mayor. That is ordinance 2017, number 5. If I have a motion to read by title, please.
I'll make that motion.
second.
We need a roll call on that?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take one.
Mayor Spear?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison?
Yes.
Landis?
Yes.
Marsala?
Yes.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Okay, this is an ordinance amending Chapter 18, which is Water and Sewer, the revised ordinance of the Borough of Ringwood, Section 18-2.2, liability for payment to amend language, and 18-9.1, charges for water service, and to amend fees. I can, Scott, do you want to make any statements?
Yeah, if I could, this is an ordinance changing some of the fees and some of the items. We haven't done a water ordinance in several years. There are some increased fees. The Water Department looked at this as well as the Finance Department to come up with them. You see that I sent you a copy of the structure of what's changed and some of the different costs. Meters have gone up, repairs have gone up. This reflects the actual labor rates. They haven't been updated in quite a few years, so it does increase the actual water bill. The old bill was for 5,000 gallons. It was $36.91. It's going to $38.57. So there's some minor changes. Also, you know, so all the fees were sent to you. This is something that's needed to continue to update our water. You know, we raise fees and things like that on an occasional basis. I think the last time we've done this was 3.5 years ago. So this is a modest. We're still much lower than all the communities around us while providing a good product. The only thing that I've added today to this list was a phrase in here that says, if other equipment is needed to complete the repair, an additional hourly rate will be charged. Sometimes you have to bring backhoes and Vector trucks and different things to the job if there's a problem on the residents' end of it. Sometimes residents can't handle it themselves. We charge them for that service, and if in fact we have to do something to get down to a valve that's on theirs or something, there may be other charges. So there's one more note that's in here other than what you see before you.
Scott, are there still some people that have summer water?
No, we have no summer.
No more. Okay, just wondering, because
Okay, I'll recite a resolution, Mr. Mayor. Resolved that ordinance number 2017, as read by title, is hereby introduced, and the municipal clerk is directed to publish a copy of the ordinance in the official newspaper of the municipality, with the second reading and public hearing to be held April 25, 2017, at 8 p.m. at the Municipal Building, Ringwood, New Jersey.
A motion, Jim?
Second.
Any discussion? Take a roll call, please.
Mayor Spear?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison?
Yes.
Landis?
Yes.
Marsala?
Yes.
Schaefer?
yes.
There are no more ordinances for introduction, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Next order of business is resolutions. Mr. Heck, you roll with that?
Sure. Resolution 2017-98, whereas the Chief Financial Officer has certified that funds are available for the payment of the current bill list in the amount of $195,961.66. Supplemental payments in the amount of $323,631.95 to be listed into the following accounts for a total of $519,593.61.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? That's a light month.
Yeah.
That doesn't even cover our bills.
Well, 2 weeks ago, we had a council meeting.
Yeah.
And a lot of these things are tax sale redemptions and so forth. It's not really, well, bills, but
Yep.
you have the list attached.
I got a quick question. How often do we go out and look at the electric and gas? I know there's, lots of different companies that are shopping around and marketing.
Periodically, we do that. We shop around. Right now, what we've done is we've brought all the services into one, and we go out to bid for it. As a matter of fact, the fire departments all, and the ambulance call, everything, all of these places are built into one bill, and then we break it all up. Yeah, we do that periodically. Every year or so, a year and a half, we go out and we look at those things, but they've been pretty competitive.
Okay. We need a roll call on Resolution 2017-98.
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison.
Yes.
Landis.
Yes.
Marsala.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Resolution 2017-99 is a one-year rollover of a bond anticipation note for the water department. This is for existing debt of I think it's $5,924,012. This is for all the upgrades that we've done in tanks and so forth. This is just a one-year rollover for that existing debt. Mr. Klimek, could you recite a resolution?
Again, just, this is a debt purely of the water department. Is that correct, Mr. Heck?
Yes.
Yes, so it's to use it to maintain the capital base of the department, okay? Be it resolved that resolution authorizing the issuance of not exceeding $5,924,012 of bond anticipation notes is hereby authorized. This is Resolution 2017-99, and the appropriate municipal officials are authorized to extend the note and to execute all documents in accordance therewith.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
With the interest rate going up, has Chuck made any suggestions in terms of converting some of the bonds?
We're going to look at some of our stuff for permanent funding. We look at it every couple of months, and I would think that towards the end of the year, we may talk about that a little bit. But right now, we're going to roll this over because it's due.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison.
Yes.
Landis.
Yes.
Marsala.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Resolution 2017-100 is a resolution authorizing foreclosure under the IMREM Foreclosure Act and establishing a tax foreclosure list of liens to be foreclosed on. Back in November and December, I talked to you about some of the tax sale certificates that I wanted to start the process. We certainly don't want to end up in a situation where we've had, where we got property through tax sale certificates as we did for Upper Ringwood. So we're going through these one by one to make sure we're not inheriting a mess. But as you can see, this is a list of properties that Mr. Klimek was authorized to start the process. So, Mr. Klimek, can you fill them in on the rest?
Yes, what it is as you've heard of mortgage foreclosures, well, these are tax foreclosures. These are property owners who have not paid their taxes in a period of time. And so if the borough is instituting a procedure to foreclose where if they don't pay by the end of the foreclosure process, the borough will own the properties. By the way, none of these are homes. They're not residences, they're not families. These are all commercial properties, okay, and/or vacant properties, okay? So they're not going up to any homeowners. These folks have been advised that they're in tax arrears. We have the tax sale certificate. We're ready to proceed. I've been authorized, I was authorized by a prior resolution. There are some change in that resolution. That's why you have it this evening. The suits will be filed within about a month, okay? So I could just again, this, as Mr. Heck said, this is a resolution authorizing me to institute it's called an in-rem foreclosure. It's only against the property. There's no personal liability, as there is no personal liability for real estate taxes in New Jersey. We have a tax list attached of the properties. There's 10 properties that'll be under foreclosure. And at the end of the procedure, if these folks do not pay, the borough will own the property free and clear, and can then dispose of it as the borough seems fit.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison.
Yes.
Landis.
Yes.
Marsala.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Mayor, I'm going to continue to look at the lists, and we're doing them in phases so that we don't do, but there's some others that are probably going to be on your list in the not-too-distant future. Resolution 2017-101, be it resolved, the Municipal Council of the Borough of Ringwood hereby authorizes the execution of a professional service agreement with CME Engineering, LP, and the fee schedule attached to for the purposes of providing engineering for the quarry inspection.
Again, that's Mr. Iskin's office.
Yeah.
Okay?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Roll call, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Yes.
Council members Davison.
Yes.
Landis.
Yes.
Marsala.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Okay. Next order of business is the consent agenda. Kelly.
Whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Ringwood has reviewed the consent agenda consisting of various proposed resolutions, and whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Ringwood is not desirous of removing any resolutions for individual action from that agenda, now therefore be it resolved that the following resolutions on the consent agenda are hereby approved: 2017-102, approval of consent; 2017-103, approval of payroll and payroll taxes transfers for March 2017; 2017-104, reappointment to the Wanacue Valley Regional Sewerage Authority; 2017-105, authorized redemption tax sale certificates various; and 2017-106, refund state court tax appeal, Block 601, Lot 12.02.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison.
Yes.
Landis.
Yes.
Marsala.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Okay, next order of business is the manager's report.
I have a few things this evening, Mayor. We're working on our snow plowing damage. I mean, we had some damage out there with all the snow that we had in the last bunch of weeks. We've tried to be pretty responsive to the community to try and fix some of the issues that came up. But when you get the kind of snow we had, there's bound to be some problems. So we've been working on that. We received some very positive feedback about our DPW for the storm. And we're assessing the roads for pavement and improvements for this year's road program. There's a couple projects that we already have going on. We're doing some drainage right now that has been ongoing. We also are starting a larger project up on Club Road and Summit and so forth, and High Point Lane. So we're going to be doing some drainage up into that valley up there. It's in much need of some repair. Letters will be going out to the residents if they have landscaping sticking over the road, if they have whatever might be happening, get it, cut it back, or otherwise we're going to we have to get the paving boxes through there. So that's going to be starting in the next couple of weeks. Jeff designed that project last fall, so that's going to be starting. Fencing completed around the upper Ringwood property is complete. It's almost 3/4 mile of fencing. As you know, my plan is for the areas that the residents in and around that property that have utilized our property, rather than us putting the fence through their essentially usable backyard, even though it's not theirs, was not something that I was desirous of doing. So, as you know, I met with all the residents, and we talked about, provided that it's safe and clean and there's no issues there, we're going to subdivide that property and give it to those property owners so that they have their existing usable yard, even though it's really ours. But we've already put the fence in, we've located the fence, and they're starting the surveying to do the subdivision. I think there's like 10 properties that are going to get corners and pieces of this parcel. Provided that they're safe. I have Gary Gartenberg that's worked on that, and our engineer and so forth. So, so we're in the process of doing that as we speak. The ball fields, we're getting ready for spring. We've already started some drainage projects, as I mentioned. We're getting ready for the farmers market, another great, we talked about the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Another great thing for the Borough of Ringwood is the farmers market of Ringwood, so we're getting that ready as well. I know they don't start till May, but there's a lot to do over there. We also have a great police department, and they've been very proactive with our laws and drug enforcement and working with the kids, and we are down a few guys. I hired a new police officer that's in the budget. I also have 2 more in the budget, so we're going to see what the new list looks like, and hopefully we can fulfill that list. We'd love to have a transfer, because with the retirees, we could use somebody now to cut down on overtime, so we're working on that. And we're continuing to work on the budget. That's something that, I know I introduced the budget, but we'll continue to work on it, and things, see if there's ways we can change it and make it more effective and more responsive. Orange and Rockland, we've been working with Orange and Rockland. They're going to install a second underground electric feed through our town, and that's beneficial to the community because we have a lot of power outages, and if we have a second feed when they have something on one of the feeds and they have to shut it down, it'll backfeed from another direction. It'll also be underground, so there won't be as much, there'll be some overhead, but mostly underground, so there won't be as much chance for the lines to be taken down by trees or cars or whatever the case may be. So we've been working through that, and that's something that's going to be significantly beneficial to our community. We're going to be flushing the water system April 17th to April 27th. Look for the website for when the flushing will be occurring. We're also going to be sending it out. I tell everybody this every year: shut your valve off going into the house the day they're going to flush, because what happens is they're changing the direction of water, flushing it back and forth in an effort to shake up the system to try and get any of the rust buildup or whatever it might be inside the pipes out. So shut your valve off so that A, we don't pull the water out of your hot water heater, and B, you don't get that first slug of dirty water while we're doing that. So I encourage everybody to do that. A lot of people do, but that's something that really needs to be done. We're also one of the only communities that do it twice a year. You're supposed to do it twice a year. We do it spring and fall. We didn't last fall, obviously, because we were doing the tank, so we have a little bit extra buildup in there, so it'll all be coming out. Opening day baseball has been changed, as you guys all know, to Saturday, April 22nd at 10 a.m. at the Borough Field. I guess the weather and it was just too early this season, so the baseball group decided to change it. Girls softball opening day is going to be Saturday, April 2nd, but it's going to start at 1 p.m.
April 2nd or May 2nd?
It says April 2nd on here. Saturday, April 2nd. That's beyond us. It
Yeah,
has to
we-
be May.
it has to be May.
It says April 2nd. I'll have to
Must be
check
May,
on that,
yeah.
when girls softball is.
No, it can't be May 2nd, that's a Tuesday.
I'll find out when that is.
Okay.
But, and Caring for Ringwood Day has been rescheduled because of when they moved the opening day baseball, it changed it to when Caring for Ringwood was, so they moved Caring for Ringwood to May 6th. They moved that back,
May 6th.
May 6th for Caring for Ringwood website. And I'll make sure that we post the girls softball opening day on our sign so that we make sure that we have it. Mayor, I think that's it. I wrestle with every, if you'll indulge me a little bit, Mayor, I wrestle with, I get a lot of calls and a lot of feedback here relative to things that are in our control and things that are out of our control. And I wrestle with, do I talk about it? Do I not talk about it? This council's philosophy is, has been that of, you know what, say what's on your mind and think about it. And so I guess I will, because it's going on too long, and I think that something needs to be said, at the very least, about it, if you'll indulge me. First of all, I want to thank all the residents that have called and stopped to say what awful things are being said out there online, and what I might as well just say it, Ringwood reboot, awful things. And so many people have stopped, called, emailed, and I'm surprised by that. And I've received so many calls from residents that are outraged about the social media. I just kind of feel compelled to talk about it. Many of these callers refer to the post as evil nonsense, and it's bad for our community. And let me tell you something, they're right. And look, I get it. I completely get it. I've been involved for a long time. I get it. Some of these people that are involved, and Ms. Vanka is one of them, they don't like me. I get that. I'm a big boy. I've dealt with it for years. I don't, however, believe that using social media in a way that's damaging to the image of our community is something that's positive in any way, shape, or form. I don't think that Ms. Tall and her group sees or cares the damage that she's creating with her negative, inaccurate, and quite frankly, hateful posts. I'm not going to lower myself to that level and respond to every one of those ridiculous posts. And if that group wants to continue spreading that kind of nonsense, that's up to them. I mean, that's certainly within their rights. But I would tell you the Ringwood posts are, to say the least, incorrect and fiction. My job as manager is to work with the council, listen to the public, review the factual information, and make tough decisions that's best for the town, you know, and I understand that sometimes these are not always popular with everybody. I get that. But these decisions are based upon sound business decisions and not emotion. Ringwood's a beautiful community with great people in it, and it's an amazing place to live and work. You know, I've sat and listened to Ms. Tall and her coalition of negative people tell us for years all the things that are wrong with our town. Well, I'm going to tell you for the record, I think that Ringwood is an awesome community, and we do a lot for our community. People should understand, though, what Ms. Tall and her group are all about. They should understand it, and maybe then they won't be so upset and outraged by it. Ms. Tall thinks that her job is to tell everybody what's wrong with our community and who's to blame for it. That's what she thinks her job is. The problem is with her view, as published, it's based on fiction. And I believe if you're going to disseminate such inaccurate and potentially libelous information, you should at least have the courage to sign your name to it. Nobody has the courage to say who's the administrator of Ringwood Reboot. So I'm going to tell you what my opinion is. So let's just say it the way I think it is. Ringwood Reboot is most likely Ms. Tall and her husband, Peter Sando. So for what it's worth, I would suggest that the residents that hide behind this stealth social media with no facts, attached documents, or anything to back it up, or even a name to attribute it to, those comments and those posts should be given the weight they deserve. Because if they're not willing to put their name to it, how factual do you think it really is? So I would just ask people to think about that. You go on our website, our stuff is on our website. You know, and it's worth repeating. This council and I make decisions based upon facts that are available, input from residents, input from professionals, and with the best interests of the community in mind. And that's what we're charged to do. We all live in the community. For anyone to suggest that the council would knowingly place anybody in the community in jeopardy, it's just absurd. But I think the bigger issue is, I'm a big boy, I can take it. I've dealt with it for 15 years now. But I don't think the community deserves it. I don't think the community deserves these type of discussions in social media that continue to spin out of control. And Mayor, this is my opinion. I'm just telling you what I think. I can't tell you, well, you know, because you've gotten some emails and some calls and I can't tell you the number of people who have called here and have talked about this. And it's not just these most recent ones, it's going back over the course of a year. So, anyway, I'm sorry to take your time. I felt obligated to say something.
Okay. That's not going to be a regular portion of the manager's report.
No, it's not, it's not. You know, I bite my tongue most of the time, and I do not say anything.
It's part of the
Because
job.
so many people said it, I said, you know what, I'm going to at least bring it up.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Heck. Attorney's report.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
See that? That's how you do that.
I'll work at that.
Mayor and members of the council. Councilman Schaefer.
Well, another
When's the next fish fry?
another upbeat, I'll get to that.
Okay.
Another upbeat report, other than the hateful things that are said. We have a wonderful town that's loaded with volunteers, not only with the parade committee, the ambulance corps, the ambulance auxiliary, the fire departments, and the library boards, all the commissions that are volunteers that do wonderful job for our town. And that's what we should be known for, the things that are done in our lovely town, and not for the hateful remarks that are made. On another note, the Ringwood Ambulance Auxiliary is hosting their fish and chips and chicken on April 14th, which is Good Friday, and it will be held at Lakeland High School. From 5 to 6 is takeout, 5:30 to 7:30 is eat in, and the tickets are $15. Anyone wishing to buy a ticket, you can call 973-962-7978 or 973-962-9744. And thank you, Mr. Heck, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you.
Councilman.
Me?
Yes, sir.
First, congratulations, Scott, on your award. Well deserved. And congratulations on the salutations by Mr. Troy tonight. Also well deserved. I'm sure we get a lot of calls or emails in private addressed to you, thanking you for you and your staff services that you purposely do not make public, because I know how you are. You don't want the publicity, but I'm glad Mr. Troy came up tonight. Thank you, because it was well deserved. And, just to build on something that you had said earlier, I think I said this many times over the past few months, is that, we up here, we in debating the cleanup versus cap issue, we make decisions based on data provided to us by experts. I am not an expert in that field. I would not know the first thing about it. And, we make decisions based on logic and reasoning and not emotion. And essentially, to me, making a decision that might not be popular with everyone just shows the sign of true leaders up here, because they're not based on emotion and they don't succumb to public pressure. With that being said, you, the public out there, because we all get comments when we walk around. Some of them are comical. People try to make a joke of it, but they know it's a serious issue. If you really do want facts about what's going on, we're residents of the town, we're your neighbors, we're your friends, just come and ask us. We'll tell you. There's nothing to hide. Go to a borough website. The facts are all there. Social media is a great tool nowadays for people to say whatever they want without putting their name to it. And if you want misinformation, misfacts, alternative facts, fake facts, just go to social media, go to Ringwood Reboot, go to, I don't know, whatever the other one is on Facebook, who knows. And you'll get all the fake stuff. You want the real facts? Ask us, ask Mr. Heck, go to Borough Hall, and go to our borough website. One thing I can say is that we agree, based on the data, is that the water is safe, your wells are safe. I know we agree, our experts agree, and actually former Mayor Tall even agrees, because if you check the minutes from public meetings in the past, she stated it publicly. So for now to come out and say differently, I don't know, there must be an ulterior motive, like an election year, and she's probably supporting certain candidates. With that being said, the one thing I have never seen, ever, anyone that has come up here supporting a cleanup, which is fine, everyone's entitled to their own answer or opinion to a resolution of an issue, but no one has come up and provided data showing that a cleanup is 100% foolproof, and that in cleaning up, nothing will happen as far as dispersion of dirt or pollution that's contained in this one area. If anything, data over the last 30 to 50 years has shown the opposite, that everything has stayed contained. So really, we've been presented with alternative resolutions, but with by the public, but with no support, no data, no evidence whatsoever. So I think you, the public, want us as leaders to make our decision based on the sound data that we have, which is from our experts, and not just speculation by non-experts that come up and talk at every meeting. With that being said, I think we all agree that Ringwood's a great town, and we just sometimes disagree on certain answers or decisions that are made for the town. And that's it.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Davidson, you don't do that Facebook stuff, do you, sir?
I try not to, Mayor,
Good plan.
but I too want to,
Well, Walt, if you
Thanks,
ever need a
Scott.
picture of me,
What's
and
that?
you want to steal a picture of me from my Facebook page, just let me know, because I'll give it up freely. I mean, it's
Send it on over.
fine.
Send it
I'm
on
glad Ringwood
I'll ask the
Reboot.
grandkids how to put it on.
I'm glad Ringwood Reboot, though. They got a really good picture of me. I think I look good in
Do
that.
they?
Ooh la la, you did.
Scott, just thank you for your comments tonight. Well said. You're doing an outstanding job. You hear it all over town, no matter what certain people come in here and tell you. Everything's going fine. I hear at the county level how Ringwood is is achieving all its goals, doing much better than a lot of the towns, so I wouldn't worry about it. We'll get through it, and we will succeed with the Upper Ringwood issue. I'm positive of it. So thank you.
Councilwoman Landis.
Sure. I too would like to congratulate Scott on the award. In my humble opinion, it's very well deserved. Also wanted to say thank you to the DPW. Residents called me to voice concern about huge potholes on Westbrook Road, and within 2 hours, they were remedied. So it was, yeah, as a matter of fact, people, let me tell you, people were actually saying that they were ready to vote for me for president, so it was pretty cool. I became like a hometown hero within, within 2 hours, which
Got a
was,
leaky faucet at home.
which was pretty cool. Yeah, it was magic. The guys made me a hero that day, so. And on a side note, the other day I ran into Scott in the CVS parking lot. I was frantic with meetings, a sick 1-year-old with medicine that was unavailable at Shippey's or our own CVS. I had a box of Chinese food in my hand, faced with the fact that I had to now go to Wayne to pick up medicine for my son. I had a CD that had to go to Ryerson the next morning to Mr. Van Tyne's because I was running the talent show at Peter Cooper. And that morning I was also due at the funeral of a first grader in Patterson that we lost to cancer. And Scott saw me frantic in the parking lot and kindly said, "Give me that CD. I'll run it up to Ryerson before work for you. I'll make sure that it gets there." And that's why I love living in Ringwood. That's the reason that I am so blessed to have been born here and blessed to now be raising my sons here because of people like that, because of a community that cares, that when somebody sees you just running around frantic with, a screaming 1-year-old and a box of Chinese food and a CD in my hand, says, let me help you, give me something, and that really meant a lot to me because I've never actually even been to the funeral of a young child, and so I was nervous going into that the next day and then thinking, how am I going to get this CD to Ryerson in time for the talent show for the kids? And you saved the day for me, and I appreciate it, but it's those things that make our town so wonderful, so special, and thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
something other people say sometimes trigger things. And one of the things I want to say is, everybody might look at us up here as just council people and think we address issues just as a point of view from a council person, but we see these issues from other point of views also, because not only is everybody up here a council person, but everybody up here is involved in other things in town, or was involved in other things in town. Linda, we don't have enough time for all the things you're involved in, from ambulance corps down the line. Walt, your whole life here, all the things they're involved with, Erskine Lakes, the parade committee. Jim, same thing, Skyline Lakes, parade committee, and goes on. Jamie, you and your family, I mean, your dad, your brother, your whole family. Scott, before you were borough manager, all the volunteer efforts that you're involved in. Mayor, you also. So we see these problems and issues from these different perspectives as either board members or coaches or involved in other things in conjunction with our position as council. And that's how we're able to come up with the solutions we come up with. So, something you said, Jamie, just triggered that,
Well, we see things from a lot of different vantage points.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're out there, you're hearing everybody, and it's true. People don't realize that, your moms, your dads, you're balancing families,
involved
you're
in
out there.
community.
Yeah, running talent shows, doing this, doing that. And the spirit of our community, I've always said that what makes Ringwood so wonderful is the heart of our volunteers. We have so many wonderful people that every day are working really hard to make our community a great place to live. And they're doing it in volunteer capacities because they just love kids, or they love our community, or they love their lake communities, and and that's what makes us special. It's what makes us unique. That's the magic of Ringwood.
Absolutely. Deputy Mayor.
I have a few things. I also want to congratulate Scott. I know Scott on and off since about 1999, way before I got involved in politics. And the Scott I know, and the Scott that still exists today, if you call him, he's there. He's there if it's during the day, he's there if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. If you got a problem, he doesn't ask you if you're a Republican or a Democrat or independent. He just asks, what can I do to help? Okay? And I've seen him in action. And so there's people who bash him, but if you have an emergency in your household, whether it's the flood, fire emergency, whatever, he's there. Okay? He puts words into action, whether it's helping chopping down a tree that's falling on your roads, helping the plow guys, directing the county plow people. It's something that I've gotten to see in action. So I'm thoroughly appreciative of it. We work together with the budget together. We still have some work to go on, but we want to make sure that the Borough of Ringwood never finds itself in some of the conditions that exist today in other areas of the town. So we do pinch pennies. We do look over and over the budget, and we do look at making decisions, not just on price, on whether or not we can afford something or not afford something. We improve the structure of the town. We bond for it based on advice from our accountant, because most of the infrastructure is a 15, 20, 25 year life. So if you're buying something in a modern day corporation, you write it off for 15, 20 years. So the other thing I want to talk about is, number one, I'm very grateful and very appreciative to be in the Ringwood Parade Committee and see them in action. We have a bunch, again, volunteers, from the guys who are on the committee, to the guys who set up, to the guys who set traffic. Excuse me, Franca?
Are you yelling at me now?
No, I'm just trying to get your attention, that's all.
I don't have to listen to you.
Okay.
Well, you're very disrespectful,
I am.
playing your violin, yes.
What's the big deal?
Well, if you want to have a private conversation,
It's not a big deal.
go outside.
You're being so silly.
So,
Go on with your,
anyway, excuse me?
I said, go on with your spiel, I'm listening.
Okay, thank you. So the volunteers in this town are pretty great. The parade committee, Weiss Ecology, get up there and see what they're doing. The Aware ASAP Prevention Awards Dinner is on Thursday, April 27th. Some of the awards that are going to be given out is the Warren Hackstrom Citizenship Award to Kenneth Keener, the Ringwood Outstanding Citizen Award to Wendy Rothloff, the Darlington Darrell Memorial Prevention Award to Elizabeth Sheridan, the Daniel Carmen Arrive Alive Scholarship to Matthew Saibicki, A Change for Nick is being given out to Rebecca Bright and James Holm, the Hackson Family Scholarship to Amanda Peru, and the Change for Nick, the Young Adult Prevention Award to Doug Ruchion, and a Special Recognition Award to Peter Haverlock. So it's a worthwhile thing to attend. Again, these are all people who volunteered, got involved, and try to make a difference. And I'm done.
Thank you, Jim. Council, do we have anything for executive session?
No, sir.
Mr. Heck, anything
I
for
have nothing
executive
this
session?
evening.
Having that, I'll take a motion.
You got it.
Entertain a motion. Do I have a second on that
Second.
adjournment? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Spear?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Yes.
Councilmembers Davison?
Yes.
Landis?
Yes.
Marsala?
Certainly.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Sweet.